Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to 2v2 on Aere Perennius, or something like that. I can't quite remember the name. It's a bit of a tricky one there to remember. So, I'll wait 2v2 map here, double Americans, first Armored Division versus Whatface, and we can actually check here. Let's Aere. So we're off to the race. Immediately going for Armoured here, the Armoured Battle Group, which features the Assault Engineers, amongst other things, recovery vehicles for the Americans, War Machine built to get the EC8, the Scots, and Seek and Destroy, amongst other delightful things. I'm going for an Assault Engineer start here. Teammates going for Riflemen. First Armoured Division here against elements of the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division here, as we're trying to push away through the southern parts of Italy, I imagine. So there goes Assault Engineer start here. With the armor company there, or battle group, you get on 5-man squad there, which has a bit more punch than the regular engineers.
Riflemen ready.
So they're quite handy, I find. Also, of course, regular riflemen there. Also, a big thanks to Aere Perennius for donating support the Propagandacast with his honored money. Big thanks to Aere. So, Assault Engineers heading out here for freedom and democracy. Note, US Assault Engineers was, well, independent units attached wherever needed, compared to, say, the German Pioneer. Again, was sort of double as Assault units were basically organically part of a division. These chaps were more, attached wherever needed. So, little note there. Anyway, second Assault unit for me. Figure I might as well go for a bunch. Quick mine see on the fuel point here, right around the center. It's an interesting map, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. I find the geometry of the map to be a bit taxing for me, so I'll note I'm at times, at least in terms of how my gameplay goes off, space out a bit of float resources because my mind is having a really hard time actually handling this map and just the sheer verticality of it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a matter of getting acclimatized. But there you go. First engagement, we've got the Panzer Pioneer versus the Assault Engineers here. Grease Guns versus Connaught TK. The Panzer Pioneer there quickly backing off here as my Assault Engineers pushes forward there for freedom and democracy up north here. Cartridge in there. I suppose of the 15th Motorcycle Battalion there, falling back here in the face. But there we go, the Panzer Pioneer quickly back further and further. And at this point, I'm, like, do I keep pushing it? I'm thinking, yeah, why not? Of course, at some point, I gotta go, like, maybe I've gone far enough. So, grab this on the fuel point here, teammate moving up northwards here, swiftly advancing here. Digging in with a fighting position, got upgraded with a 30 cal or become a mortar pit. Yeah, looks like mortar pits are still here, but I think significantly, less busted and tiresome to deal with. Panzer Grenadier up north here, elements of the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division, 6th Panzer Grenadier Company meeting up here with his men. We got a half-track out here. In the south here, we got the Cartridge there falling back. Panzers pushing forward trail here from the 7th Panzer Grenadier Company. Assault units banging up south here. Panzer being a counterattack, this time with a flamethrower in tow. Got a mortar out from my team in there, so guessing not a mortar emplacement there. Assault units going for the Panzer Pioneer here. We got a Panzer squad backing them up. Grease Guns quickly routing those sods. After they're just remaining a bit behind for now. Panzer Pioneer they're holding up. Can upgrade his fighting position there. And further south here, Ralph Squad versus Panzer Grenadier. I've got a 30 cal there, so went for a fairly swift weapon support center here. And then not all players are fan of that, but personally I find it to be fairly handy-dandy. Some use their routed though. And being shot at by a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. 30 cal ready, up north here, mortar at it. Fighting position so far remaining silent. And we got the Panzer Grenadiers with the Assault Engineers. Grease Guns there. Packing quite a punch up close. The Grease Gun, for those wondering, was an attempt to make a cheaper and easier to produce submachine gun than the Thompson, which was fairly expensive for a submachine gun plus heavy and took quite a bit of time to produce. So the Grease Gun was in that sense the replacement. Not as iconic in some regards, but fairly handy. And actually still serves, I think, right until Desert Storm was still used as a solid arm for tank crews there. So little fun fact about that one. But there goes Assault getting ready. May of course want to add some flamethrowers. Flamethrowers always handy dandy. 30 cal there hauling forwards, and I do like those details, like one guy is hauling around boxes of ammunition there. It's just 2 thumbs up worthy there. Such a nice little detail there. It doesn't really add anything gameplay wise, but again, there's more to a game than just the gameplay directly. But anyways, got the cartridge as the Pathfinders here. Put the force back here as the machine gun there gets a few kills done to Yankees. Up north, you've got the 250 Aftek pushing forwards in there, goes straight to the mine and the 30 cal. And the result is not pretty here, though, for the Panzer Grenadiers, as they get absolutely mauled here. And the arrival of the assault engineers certainly do not add to the proceedings.
They've captured a victory point.
Positive proceedings, anyways, there for him. So, strength and steel there, interesting little ability there. And then it goes straight into the half-track and an MD-34 setting up here for the Germans. The 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Panzer Pioneer here in the south. North here, he has set up the fighting position here. The HMG fighting position is digging in pretty hard. But he's not advancing much else either. Meanwhile, I'm basically handling a significantly larger part of the map here. Bit concerning. Got a bazooka team out here to help deal with light vehicles up close. And any potential tanks. Got the 30 cal team here, dealing with a Panzer Pioneer there by the center victory point. Get access to either button vehicle or cover training, which improves the bit this ability in non-heavy cover situations. Certainly seeing Salfords. Horseman healing.
Commander, all vehicles will now have less strain on our population.
And there we go. Also gone from the Mechanized Support Center, which combined with this definitely opens up some opportunities there. You get specialized munitions, the improvised armor, 76mm conversions there for the 75mm Shermans, amongst other things. Plus, in theory, get some repair crews, but I'll show you something about those a bit later on. They do work, there's just... it's more about how much they work. So we got a bazooka team standing about here, ready with their bazookas to blow up some German tanks and whatnot. In the south here, cartridges and there as the assault engineers. Flamethrower there, certainly lighting things up quite a bit. Good thing they're wearing these asbestos uniforms, yeah. Otherwise we'd be dead, yeah. Asbestos. I can't imagine anything terrible about this. Another fighting position, another machine gun fighting position, so bit concerned, but teammate does appear to be, you know, one of those chaps who just dig it in very hard on one point and then, you know, kind of forgets there's the rest of the battlefield. We got an armor card here for the Germans, the 250-9. Paratroops here, so my team has gone for airborne. Assault Grenadiers here rushing to the machine in the south. And further, oh, well, south of his positions, further south of the actual south, are making progress here. 30 cal there, keeping the Panzer Pioneers heads down. I'm keeping the bazooka team here as a reserve for the 30 cal, as I'm kind of concerned they're going to try to rush the 30 cal, so having a pair of bazookas, you know, at the ready there could prove to be quite handy dandy. Still moving up here in the south, though. And I've gone here for the Quartman half-track for dealing with infantry and theoretically any German aircraft. Panzer Pioneer there wiped out. Opponent was not paying attention. That is my win. Teammate, meanwhile, heroically does a crossword puzzle and, you know, inspects the local cellars for wine, I guess. Ah, yes. Ketchup. Great wine. No, that's not wine. Really? Yeah. Oh. Panzer Pioneer caught by the half-track. Very low in health here. Half-track rushing forward C. 450 cals there, of course, firing away. Then we got Panzer equipped with the MD-34. Need to be careful, of course, ensure my half-track doesn't get pelted with that. And I fail in this distinction, do get a anti-tank grenade off there. Damned in the engine, or at least briefly stunning the crew there. Pack 38 moving forwards here for our erstwhile opponents. Was an anti-tank and there's a search throughout the entire war because not everyone could get a Pack 40, for example, and of course early siege was the only one they really had besides the even lighter Pack 36. So back hit going for the medical station. Teammate has also away there with bazooka teams and is also going for the mechanized support center. Meanwhile up north here, positions they're being bombarded by a Leichten Geschütz blasting there the Yankee positions. Bazooka team holding up here. Got a mortar team out here because, you know, kind of map like this in particular will benefit a lot from some light artillery. As our opponents are showing and our teammate to a degree is also showing, except he's just using it to, you know, sit about there. Laying down some mines in case of a German advance there, never a bad idea, particularly since I got a lot of assault engineers, so I can also lay down a lot of mines. Got the soldiers and forts here backing up the pack crew there. Almost done with the mine there.
Where were they again? Defend our victory.
Disengaging with a half-track. Bazooka team 30 cal remaining here. I'm not really seeing any light vehicles and stuff either, so there's not really much so far incentive for me to reposition it. And meanwhile up north here, mortar cleared out there. He remains very static. Also has some pathfinders. D-Bait remains just, you know, not really doing much there. Rav Squad's Pathfinder's heading out. Not yet. Oh, do upgrade my Pathfinders here with the utility package. I mean, that's quite handy. Flares and smoke shots there. Punch goes the half track there. Down to 2 men. Down to 1 man in a few seconds, I imagine. Nope. Get up there, man. But there you go. Down to the half track. And it's looking quite a bit terrible there. In the center, trying to rush forwards. Owens gets suppressed here. But mortar can deploy smoke here. There we go. You've got the Purge watching over here from... I don't know what you call this. An arcade gallery? I don't know. Go figure. Apparently, opponent here is going for multiple half tracks. Armored cars there. 250-9. Teammate slightly pushing forwards in the south. You've got the flak feeling half track out here. And certainly, most anti-aircraft guns would have been mounted just in half tracks of trucks like that. Little fun fact. Soldiers moving forward straight to the 30 cal here. Bazooka team, they almost got the center victory point. Teammate remains fairly static there in the north. South side there, German forces are pushing forwards here. Half taking awaiting repairs and a hell of a paint job. Reinforcement healing there. Stopguns being suppressed here. And mortar as well there. Interesting enough, his men managed to vault over there that way and get them stuck between the bar line and the sandbags. Bit awkward.
They've taken our victory point.
South side here, cartridges in there, grabbing the point far south here. Teammate actually making an attempt to advance to the fuel point here, though the armored car here is proving to be a bit of a headache.
We must take it back.
He's just otherwise large remaining static there. I feel like he could be making more progress, and he's setting up a resource cache, not on the fuel munitions point, but on the strategic point. Alright. Charging forward to the assault units after taking a slightly deeper southern flank here. Flak feeling nearby, hit the mine, suffering heavy engine damage in the process. I actually missed this, by the way. Otherwise, I might have been able to like more aggressively exploit this, but again, I actually didn't notice that. So, you know, thumbs up to the mine, I suppose, even though I failed to actually, you know, utilize it. Meanwhile, more German assaulting hold forts here by the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. Teammate actually grabbing a fuel point here, very good. Also worth noting, a resource cache does nothing on his, you know, manpower point. You can't increase the income of those, actually. I mean, it does prevent the opponent from just walking up and grabbing it, but, like, economically, you don't get anything out of it. They might just want to, like, inform the player about that, I suppose. Either way, though, got the Seek and Destroy ability activated there. Really powerful ability, honestly. And there you go, quick flare. Spotting the Germs setting up, or repairing and setting up Pack 40. He actually rather bunched up there. Which, knowing I have a mortar, he really shouldn't be doing unless he wasn't paying attention. Either way, though, I'm charging in here. That's set. Flak feeling versus this is not really fair by my 450 cals. As for 2cm flak guns is obviously better than 450 cals still. Bazooka team, mortar team here, causing quite a bit of hell here for the southern German positions here. Pack crew wiped out. Ambulance as well there, kaput it. Absolute vehicular carnage here in the south as men of the 1st Armored Division Baker Company push through here across the southern stream. German infantry there suffering quite a few losses. Mortar being bombarded meanwhile by German light artillery. Veterans 1 gain on that one. Not too shabby. But there you go. I meanwhile grab the Pack 38. So now on top of my bazooka team, I also have a German anti-tank gun. North, though. Guastatore here from a nearby unknown Guastatore battalion is on the scene about to get wiped out. But I narrowly saved by a Panzer Grenadier squad. Meanwhile, I'm moving straight ahead here for the tank depot. Seeing as I want to take advantage of my 76 Shermans, I'm going to push for Shermans, obviously.
Point is being claimed.
I'm also floating a lot of manpower because, again, like, I'm actually having a really difficult time following the engagement in this map, and the part of me is just also constantly, like, trying to, like, notice, is my teammate actually, you know, doing more than just, you know, sitting back here? A lot of explosions here. Mines going off left and right. We got the center family gun there, switching to barrage ability here. I don't think an actual one could do that, but you never know. But yeah, this was actually one of the first USS tank destroyers, just basically them mounting an anti-tank gun on a half-track. Most of these, by the way, once they started going with the M10s, for example, would be handed over to the Soviets, who used them until the very end of the war. Certainly shouting at the Panzergrenadiers here. Straight into MG-34s, ground the southern point here, laying down much of the process. Quick grenade here, the Stielhandgranate. A classic. Next move for me will be the Sherman EC8 Combat Group there. 30 cal there at the ready. Pathfinders could pull back for some reinforcements. They could also pick an ability here. Panzer Pioneer pushing in here. Right into the mine, perhaps. That's a lot of bunched up troops, by the way. There we go. No casualties. Very fortunate there. Though obviously the Panzer Pioneers may not quite feel like that. Yeah, we're lucky. We only lost our eardrums.
A victory point is under attack.
And half our teeth. Heavy fun remains up north here. As the German player, interesting enough, is kind of playing into my teammates, like, you know, plan. It's not like he's, for example, deploying smoke before charging. I mean, he's got plenty of light infantry guns. He's not trying to flank around through the north path here or switching towards me. He's just, you know, in a sense, acquiescing to it. In the south here, though, 30 cal here, there's a massive German infantry assault here. Pretty much half platoon strength there routed. Mortar plus 30 cal caused a bit of a problem there for them. 333 is 433. Germans definitely have the lead there. And I got a Sherman all the way here. Also, I've started to build fuel caches here because those actually provide resources, and obviously I got a lot of manpower floating, so the very sensible thing for me to do, of course, is build a bunch of fuel caches. Assist both me and my teammate, and of course, I'm a commander. Well, you know, I probably want to ensure I have as many tanks as possible, so having as many fuel caches as possible is a very smart idea. Flampanzer 3 out here, though. Which, as the name hints, was a Panzer III equipped with a flamethrower. The Germans would equip a variety of the tanks with flamethrowers throughout the war. Panzer IIs, for example, was one. There were numerous versions of that, known as the Flamingo. There's also French-converted tanks equipped with flamethrowers as well. Fun fact there. And, of course, you had the Flamhetzer. But that was really, really small numbers, comparatively. Whilst the Tortiming Fords here, Italian assault engineers. They were quite good for what they did back in the war. And were well-trained professional soldiers. There we go. Burning through the paratroopers here. Apparently my teammate is not realizing what's going on there. As the Guastatore just utterly annihilating everything he's got there. Great for my opponent, less great. We've got paratroopers flanking in here. No upgrades yet here for our teammates. No light machine guns or bazookas. Machine gun there. We got a flampad up the center here. By the way, I failed to upgrade my men with grenades here. That is a mistake by me. Big mistake, actually. And my bazooka team is all the way down south here. Obviously not ideal either. Deploy smoke here as a, you know, last-ditch measure to protect against the Flampanzer III. If he can't see me, he can't fire flamethrowers accurately at me, so, you know. Try and flank up here, but we've got the flamethrower tank and, of course, Panzer Pioneer here. Putting our problems into that. I've added airburst barrage here to my mortar. I don't know if the Americans had it, but I do know the Germans had airburst shells for their mortars. Specifically, they had a bouncing mortar bomb that sort of gave that effect. There goes Sherman out. Flampanzer III straight into it. Panzer Pioneer, they definitely better trouble with the Sherman. About to get wiped out. Far south here, Panzergrenadiers was the 30 cal there. Massive barrage there of death completely shattering the architecture of the bridge. Meanwhile, the German to the pursuit of the Flampanzer III. And there you go, managed to upgrade here to the 76mm Shermans. Not too popular with the crews, as they actually prefer the 75mm Shermans since it's better high explosive shells. But it was very much forced upon them higher up, so little fun fact. They're all the way though, disengaging with that one. Also, I should be getting around to building up fuel cache eventually, since obviously that's going to help us a lot. Up north, teammates' positions are being reduced to rubble by an increasingly large amount of German artillery, I believe. And Italian artillery, I think we're actually starting to see some of. We also got a L6040 light tank out here for the Italians. Very light tanks, you might notice they actually, I believe, actually made a Simovento off that chassis as well, which is equipped with the same gun as the M1340 Italian tank. Very cute little assault gun. But anyways, German here blasting into the panzers down there, mortar fire from a teammate. So yeah, go moving up my Sherman to assist my teammate here. I'm also going in for second 30 cal here. Half track wrecked. German position there being absolutely pummeled. In the center there, 30 cal there, backing up the assault here, catching them third 4 here. We even got a light infantry gun I could grab, but we have a Flampanzer still as a problem. Flampanzer, our bazooka team, their suppressor can't actually really use much ability. See, we got smoke again. Instead, just keep the Flampanzer from doing too much damage. German being forced back. And we got the Panther III firing at some aircraft. South here, I'm just sort of nice and comfortable. And there we go, building a second fuel cache. At which point, that's 2 fuel caches I'll have set up. For a total of 10 extra fuel per minute, which definitely adds up. It should hopefully lead to a second Sherman. Meanwhile, first post here from the 15th Panzer Gunner Division. Supporting the Flampanzer Fleet's advance. A teammate remains very focused, just like holding this small part of the map there. Like, he's not even like trying to exert assisting control really up towards the center victory point. Definitely not the type of behavior I would typically recommend. I mean, you want to play defensive, fine, but even then, like, you know, like, he typically needs to, like, at least try and defend a large amount of terrain, I feel like, and have a slightly more, you know, smarter system of defenses. Like, instead of, like, parking everything here, like, why not have mortar in place in the cover here and there, for example, as an option? Anyways. Mortar added again. Airburst shells, I believe, here. Another Sherman Lloyd for me. First other one being hauled back here. Partly I'm testing out the repairs here. Now, as my notice, it's really slow. Like, it is slow as molasses. So, it's definitely not something I'd recommend relying on solely for repairs at the moment. I mean, you can do it, but you're going to be waiting a long time to fix up your tanks. A very long time. More light infantry guns here. It's all going for the punch guns here. MG34 versus the grease guns and the flamethrower here. And my mortars being absolutely pumped here by the light infantry guns here. Even got a flak 36 up here from one of the German players here. Bringing up some serious firepower there. Light tanks being hauled forwards. Troops then being hammered here. We got smoke on the Pak 38. 30 cal dealing with the German Panzer Gunner D here in the south. Troop flying round here, going for the mortar and the assault units here. Mortar wiped again. That was actually the second time I just recruited there. Sherm setting out, and the other one, as you might notice, is still being repaired. I need to get some assault units on that, obviously. On the Sherman forwards here, adding a 50 cal. Catching the Panther III model up north here. Also got the assault units nearby. We can also pop an anti-tank south charge if not careful. Quick smoke grenade though. We've got 320 240 in the south here. My positions remain pretty safe. I'm actually surprised they're not doing more in the south here. Bit surprised, I'm sure the pack crew in particular is not complaining. Have to be a bit careful because again that anti-tank side charge is making me very concerned, allowing the Panther III to score a lot of easy hits on my Sherman there, honestly. Almost got the Guastatore there. with the 7th Sherman here. Racing after that Panzer III. But there you go, Flak 36. And I realise it's time to get that Sherman out of there. There we go, finally got that fixed up. Quick crew riding about there as well. Always handy to quickly get your infantry alongside the tanks. Also frees up management because, again, for all intents and purposes, at least that's one unit you have to manage. But again, it also just means you can get your infantry from point A to point B faster. So there's a lot of this. Plus, it just looks really, really cool. It's one of my, by far, favorite features of Company 3 is just tank riding. So, you know, 2 thumbs up to Relic finding that one. 2 thumbs up. There we go, E6. Well, let's got the manpower, it's just a matter of fuel. Fix up the other Sherman as well here. The other Sherman Norfolk's here for a teammate. Quick disengagement of the infantry course and going ahead straight here for the Panzergrenadier. Even popping Heitlers around here. Part of the veterans' one ability. Which, as you might notice, is making quite the impact on the retreating Germans. Also wiping out the entire squad there. More or less wiping out the entire squad. Very good ability, as I'm sure some of you might have noticed by now. And we do have a howitzer out here, the Cannone da 105-28. I really don't know how to say that in Italian, so, you know, my apologies. I'm not trying to, you know, pronounce that even remotely. I'm fairly certain if I tried, I'd, you know, probably get a visit from the Italian National Prosecution or something like that, you know. International crisis and whatnot. Bombarding here, my fuel cache there. Second Sherman in there. Can also call in the EC8 combat group now. At which point, I'm going to have like 3 fairly well-gunned Shermans. Bit of fighting here in, I assume it's the ruins of some villa or something, I don't know. Cast wounds, there you go. Sherman getting here, pack crew there, caught 30 cal though, absolutely caught in a horrible spot there by the Flammenpanzer III, which utterly incinerates the crew. Anti-tank grenade here on the Sherman, catching a bit of a pad spot here. Punch with it taking heavy nasty damage here, second Sherman up. Still yet to call in the EC-80, I'm probably just too preoccupied with what's going on here. Pack Sherman there with a damaged engine. Got the Sherman rolling up here, number 2. Oh, well, because I don't have the fuel now, I do have the fuel for the EC8. Sherman forwards here. Trying to fix up that Sherman. There we go, called in the EC8 group. Meanwhile, there we go, wrecking the Flammenpanzer III, flanking the howitzer there. And got War Machine there. Which makes my tanks easier to produce, actually. In terms of manpower, at least. But there you go, wipe the howitzer crew here. Sherman called up pack 30. Nasty side hit, trying to push up the centre victory point, grab that. We got 226. Teammate remains very much static there, and I'm meanwhile just applying more pressure here for the south. Ripping through the southern farmlands here. And absolutely wreaking havoc here on the southern German player. Packs, howitzers, infantry, all being demolished here by the Shermans. As you might notice, tanks are pretty good in Company 3. Tanks are pretty good if you know how to use them. The Sonia squad wiped out. That was obviously a bit sloppy there by me. Pan squad there being utterly demolished as well here. Somehow that guy survived, but we got the EC8 rolling forwards as well here. Oh, Howitzer's back in action, actually. Recruit that one. EC8 rolling forwards here. Bit of mistake there, obviously. I don't know what I was thinking there. I was hoping to somehow surprise the Flak 36. And of course, I should have realised that's not how I'd surprise it by driving straight at it. That was a really dumb idea by me. Clearing up the machine position there, though. EC8 here as the Panther III actually should pop Seek and Destroy here, since it's a really good ability. I would obviously allow my tanks to actually dominate theirs, but for some reason I'm not doing that. Howitzer cleared out again. No, the Italian artillery was actually quite good and of a high quality. Sherman knocked out there, though. Pack 38, Panther III, they're ripping into it. M18 Hellcat rushing forwards here. Howitzers cleared out. And there you go. Now I pop Seek and Destroy here. There we go. Again, tanks become very good with that one. Very good. Rushing down south to stay, making sure to stay clear of the Flak 36. Mortar attack knocked out here, removing a lot of German equipment there. Pack 35 into the EC8 here. Almost got the light tank. Teammate is for reasons that are absolutely beyond my mortal understanding, dropping supplies on the Flak 36. I know. I'm guessing he's hoping the crew will get crushed by the supplies.
Think they know we're here.
I lost 2 Shermans, but I wrecked Panzer III's howitzers, light infantry gun crews, mortar half-tanks, and a light tank. I'd say that ultimately comes out pretty well ahead for me here. And I'm about to finally clear out that Flak 36 and grab it. So there we go. Now I have the Flak. And I still have 1 Sherman left, though. I think they do need to look towards some of this stuff down there. It looks a bit overdone, but you know. Oh well. So there we go. Teammate finally moved towards the center, but I definitely feel like I'm the one that's doing a lot of the heavier lifting here. Bring in another Sherman there. Meanwhile, I'm desperately trying to get the other one there away from the front line. First Armored Division has definitely managed to break through there.
Ability is ready to go.
Hunters straight to the Ralph Squad here and the 30 count. Far south here. Still not really a lot happening. Back up my soldiers how to work on the Sherman. And again, these are soldiers pursued with the right veteran's ability. Can definitely repair stuff fast. Meanwhile, this place is starting to look rather ruined. Got bazooka teams there, both paratroop and regular bazooka teams. And there you go. Summoning some 4th Schwere Panzerabteilung, sending the Tiger tank. Flak crew there. About to get wrecked by those Squassatore. Tiger is definitely a bit of a threat to me here. To learn this part of the map where it's going to be a bit difficult to flank the Tiger, because trying to just slag it out with the Tiger tank head on is going to be what we call a bit of a challenge. As that Tiger tank is fairly armoured. Though admittedly, my Shermans could all take a bit of punchy thanks, partly due to some improvised armour.
Heads up, we got the all clear.
But obviously, still not even remotely nearly as thickly armoured as a Tiger. Tiger going at it, still get a shot through here though. But definitely being a bit careful around that Tiger tank here, since there's the Pack 30 and the Flak crew could also be quickly brought in back to action as well there. So I'm going to be changing up my approach here, rather than engaging the Tiger head on, which as most players would be tempted to do. I'm going to flank northwards. I'm going to try and get behind here, grab that Flak 36 if possible, and inflict damage on the opponent that way, leaving my teammates, you know, sacrifice this stuff to the great Tiger God. North here, though, pushing forward here, breaking through here the lines, which were quite lightly defended here by the 15th Panzer Division. And another Panzer squad there, utterly annihilated here. Slowly approaching another EC8. All troops being pushed northwards here. Tiger tank meanwhile threatening in the center, got bazooka fire there. Lot of shots failing to penetrate the Tiger tank here meanwhile. Catching in the northern positions in a bit of a bad spot here. Pack crew and the Obu Blitz ambulance there completely wrecked. Utter carnage. Flak has not been recruited, by the way. And so suddenly I get a plan here. Is it risky? Yes. Is it glorious? Also yes. If I can execute this. Let's say we got a Pack 30 up on the Shermans here, but there you go. Magnum around here for the Flak 36. Panzers pushing forwards here. Soldiers may want to be brought in as well here, but there you go. Trying the Flak here around the Tiger. Shoots. Good shot through the arm. We got bombing strike with my teammate. On the looks of it. And there you go. Rushing in here using Seek and Destroy. Going for that Tiger tank here. Sherman down. But there you go. flanked the Tiger tank and wrecked it. And I got an ace 76mm Sherman here with an impressive set of skills here, and I can call another EC8. So suddenly, looking pretty rough here for the Germans. They just lost a Tiger tank, and all they took out in response was a Sherman tank. That's not exactly great economics. Particularly after they nerfed the Tiger tank for the DAK in terms of cost. Like, it's a lot more expensive now, so that was a significantly larger resource investment they ended up losing. Got the Panzerjägers here at it, with machine guns and anti-tank rifles here. E-76 was shown they're holding up nicely. Troops ground points up north. Got that EC8 rushing ahead here through busted roads. Panzerjägers being absolutely ripped apart here. Moving up the Pak-38 crew towards the center. At this point, it's quite clear they've largely forgotten about the south side of the map. Not exactly stellar there by opponents, honestly. Line for gun still back here, bombarding. On Artillery Hill, we even got the Howitzer back in order. They're using this ambulances quite well to recruit stuff there. Thumbs up to the opponents there, by the way, using that recruit ability. It's quite a nice addition they activate with that one. Very nice there, but obviously nothing in the face of an EC8 with infantry riding along on it. Well, they really should add some BARs to my infantry there, a bit of an oversight. There you go, Howitzer wiped again. Ambulance is about to meet its makers as well there. I definitely destroyed a lot of ambulances. Yeah. We'll just classify them as tanks after the battle. Panzer Pioneer, they're wiped out. North Air Assault is busy here. Marder 3 out here. Feels a bit like a last-ditch attempt there. 17 points left for the Germans. Large cluster vehicles here, even an ambulance out there. EC or 76 being rolled forwards. 9 points left, and there we go. Match is over. A victory for freedom and democracy. Quite the brutal slaughter here, but again, teammate, they definitely, I get the idea of wanting to play defensively, but you have to, I think, be much smarter than just, deciding to cover a very narrow part of the map there. I think that was sort of the mistake then, what he tried to achieve, personally. And that definitely left me to, do a lot of the heavy lifting, flanking around, moving out in the angles where the opponents weren't pointing, and hitting really, really hard with tanks and all that. I think there's also a good highlight, though, that these Sherman tanks are pretty good, in particular the outgunned ones. In particular in combination with Seek and Destroy, which I think is a really good ability. And you definitely should sleep with that one. And certainly I'd say the Armored Battle Group is probably my favourite US battle group at the moment there, so. All the way, though, hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, consider donating or pledging on Patreon to support the worth it. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters, of course. One for people, one and all. Or if you're looking at this thinking, wow, this looks bloody awesome, where can I buy this game? You can use the link in the comments, or just head over to the official site there, companyheroes.com. Use the code STUK3D in the store there, that's the promo code, and I get a 15% card of the sale. So that's a nice way to both get the game and support me. So cheers everyone, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye!